I was drawing this cat girl. I was drawing some cat girl waifu, and I was all drawing the pantsuit. I was all like, and I was like, no one's gonna see this.
Well, I beg to differ. This is really fascinating. So you've been commissioned to do this animation for this company, but it has to be only 10 seconds. You've got to showcase 6 different people, and it's got to look like it's moving. And I think one of the most interesting things about this animation, which is why I thought it would be really great to showcase it on Doki Doki, is how well it looks like it's animated. But in fact, there's not a whole lot of actual movement in the video.
That is so smart to catch.
The thing is, a lot of animation doesn't have to be like an 8-frame walk cycle. It doesn't have to be one of these, you see it on Twitter all the time, just like only the cool bits of animations. People have like clipped like 5 seconds where it's like 800 frames per second and they've drawn every single frame. It's like, well, those bits are cool, but you can make a great anime and a great animation in general without all of that, without any of that sometimes.
I think I actually learned a lot about that being at WoW with you and just seeing like how like some of the animators were actually putting stuff out. It really changed my perspective about what is possible. Because look, honestly, what people want, they want something moving, right? And you can get away with a lot. Because like if you look at some of the original animation cells, there might be minimal movement. It just might be mouths moving in the background behind them moving. So using those lessons from that, it made me think like, look, they just want stuff that's moving. I can do that relatively fast. Let's just bang out some good character designs and then use whatever tricks possible to convey movement and excitement. Because look, if you just got 10 seconds, I'm not doing you can't like.
Well, you'd be a fool. You'd be a fool to try and squish it in there because people wouldn't even see it anyway. It's 10 seconds, and each scene is like less than a second long. Like for example, this scene that I've brought up right here.
That's one of my favorites.
It's got tons of movement in it. And I think you'd be making a mistake if you thought that everything has to be like moving individually to show motion, but you can show life and motion with great poses and great character designs. And this is like a great frame to demonstrate that.
Yeah, so like you can use the analogy of drawing on 2s and 4s, right? So like when you're doing like 2-frame animation, you can get all crazy kind of like detail with people moving, or you can just do it on the 4s. I'm not sorry. Do it on 2s.
No, I like that. We should just clip that. If you want to be an animator, you could do it all on 2s. Just do it on 4s.
Right. Just do it on 4s.
Just do less. So do half as much.
Yeah. Half as much. Live your life. Have a sandwich. Walk the dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So absolutely. But it's really important. Like animation is not about just every frame has to be in between from this position to this position. It's like getting them in a shape that invokes the feeling of motion, and that's all that kind of really matters. Right.
They'll do it in regular animation too. You'll see like they'll do like kind of freeze frame and they just kind of jiggle stuff a little bit. And you might not notice, but I wanted these ridiculous situations. So people are like, what the hell's going on? Look, I just throw a banana and a cup of bowl of ramen's.
I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable, actually.
Fair enough.
No, just checking out. It's weird. It's weird. It shouldn't be there.
It's bananas. It's supposed to be. People are like, by the time their brain catches up and go, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And then it's on to the next scene because I got like 2 seconds per.
And that is another good strategy, actually. Come to think of it, when doing these animations, if you can overwhelm the viewer with enough elements, then it has the same effect as being filled with stuff, when in fact it's the juxtaposition of like a banana and a bowl of ramen, and by the time you thought that's kind of weird, the scene's done and you've moved on. It's like it's good because that's what you want in an animation. It's like in 10 seconds as an opener to someone's YouTube channel. If it's like you can show in a very short amount of time, there's gonna be a ton of stuff in this video.
A lot of stuff,
People can get really excited about what's coming, because the truth is, the video that comes after it might just be one of the guys just looking at a camera. We've all learned how to be very efficient now.
Very efficient.
Just go to 7-Eleven, buy something. Okay.
Right, exactly. Well, today I'm eating some chocolate.
Oh wow! Can you only get that in Japan?
Majide. Don't get us started.
Majide needs to go away.
But that's the other thing too. Like, look,
It's all getting a little too real. Like, I'm not
it's
sure.
getting way too real. It's got to be a serious disappointment for someone watching the trailer because it's like, what's happening this episode? Why is there a giant star thing sucking these dudes up into space? Why is there a bowl of ramen? You know, just ridiculous situations. And
That's true. There is an element of sometimes the animation can be a little bit your opener in general for anyone's YouTube channel. Like, for example, like a channel trailer. If you show off a trailer that makes it look like you wear sunglasses all the time and you listen to Rage Against the Machine in every video, it's
that
like,
was me.
yeah,
No,
but
sorry.
actually, in your videos, it's just you chilling out with a coffee and an iPad and... Wait a minute, this is not what I signed up for. So I think matching the channel to the content is also
very important. Yeah. I guess the main point I'm trying to say is just work smarter, not harder. That's the biggest lesson.
Put
That's
that
the
on a
biggest
t-shirt.
lesson. Yeah.
I feel like
Because
every
look,
time Tony says anything, I'm kind of like, can you just put that on a
Put that
t-shirt?
We're working on it.
We got a whole
It's-
wardrobe of
it's in the works. It's in the works.
whole wardrobe of things that
Give you 2 more
Tony
months.
said.
Have some intrigue and a little bit of storytelling. That's how I think I got away with this a little bit more too. We have a lot of mystery. What's going on? I don't know, but I'm curious, right?
Yeah. So you've talked to us a little bit about what it's like to be commissioned. Can we talk more now about the actual art side?
Oh, sure. It's so bad I didn't remember their names, and so I just have Dude 5, Character 4.
Well, actually, I think that's an important lesson.
Don't
If you're
learn
entering
names.
into a business partnership where you're going to be making stuff for them for like the next few months, like multiple animations, that's different. But when you're asked to do a one-off animation, you're better off spending time doing the animation rather than trying to
Right.
memorize every aspect of their channel and who their names are. And
Now, I don't know how familiar you are with my process.
it's usually you choose a Pokemon and
Yes.
then you choose some sort of other beast.
Other
and then-
creature, and I fuse
Yeah.
it.
Wait, is that not what you meant?
No, but
Okay.
check out my character fusion drawings.
Absolutely, on the
by the way.
Sketchflix channel.
On
Yeah.
the Sketchflix channel. Usually, I try to get a good silhouette or I get a good gestural pose. So, for example, I think at the time Spider-Man, I was watching Spider-Man, the second one, and it started making me think about Mysterio. Usually, I do like a really rough, kind of basic kind of sketch just to get a good feel. Wow, I didn't know. I don't look at that. I don't know.
That's a good feel there.
But I was just going for a very like simple kind of Superman-like pose, Mysterio pose. And then once I kind of decided on that, I just kind of inked it up in Clip Studio. Oh, also, I was thinking about Super Sentai when all characters have a color, right? So I broke it down into the orange, the yellow, the green, and so I got his base color in there. So I also used this part for like the character intro where I just show the eyes.
Oh, and here's an important lesson in efficiency.
Yes, draw once, reuse it as many times as possible.
Do it once. I like that. That should be the t-shirt. Just draw
just
it
do it
once. Don't draw it again.
Try not to.
You try not to draw more than once.
Live your life. I think I stumbled into it, to tell the truth, because I was gonna just have the characters kind of like in this form, maybe with the eyes all white and glowing, right? But I realized that no, I think a silhouette would be kind of dope.
Yeah,
So-
I think it works really well in the animation when we played it back.
So like sometimes with all these things, you get a random idea that might just come out of nowhere, but it just kind of works. You know what I mean? And then from there, we get ideas, we start making changes, and then eventually come up with something kind of cool.
Yeah, and then that's an idea that you can use in future animations. You're just like, hey, I've got this idea that worked before where we just got rid of the line art and then we had another half of the animation.
An analogy is like when you're drawing digitally, you know that how we tend to like get all small these details and stuff like that. But when you zoom out and see it at its full resolution or whatever, you don't see those details, right?
Well, especially in 10 seconds.
I was drawing this cat girl. I was drawing some cat girl waifu, and I was all drawing the pantsuit. I was like, and I was like, no one's gonna see this. Stop it.
Well, I beg to differ. I think your Patreons would disagree.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right. For the overwhelming majority, I do the same thing. I see a cool picture on Pixiv, and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. Half a second later, I've moved on to the next one. So it's like.
Right?
When I think about it, I'm like, wow, that person probably spent 3 days on that illustration, and I just swiped it as if it was just, I don't know, food.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Because it happens with manga too, right? You see how it comes
man,
off.
especially with
It's
manga,
the
you
worst.
flip like the pages. You're just, I gotta know what happens next. I gotta know what happens next. It's like that poor guy. or women, they probably spent days and weeks and months of their lives.
I've been doing a lot of manga studies and whatnot. And and then I started doing it too, like, because I was like, no, I'm going to appreciate each individual page. Oh, just slowly, yes. And I'm all like,
I gotta know. I gotta know what happens. Yeah.
Because you want to know the story. But when you see how laboring, like the average manga artist, if they do like 3 pages a day.
Be efficient.
So be efficient. That's the other reason why I went with the simplified form, right? Because if they wanted me to do like full on, like, we want you to do these Jim Lee drawings for everybody, I'm like, yo, first off,
yo.
call Jim Lee. Don't call me.
That's fine, but I'm about to send you an invoice, and it's gonna look like Jim Lee wrote it.
Thank you.
You ain't ready for this invoice.
If you want Jim Lee art, you gotta get ready for this Jim Lee invoice. That's so funny. I'm gonna totally steal that. Like I said, efficiency. That's kind of like what I did to break it down. Oh, then I have the Greek shot. So here, I can show you one thing.